And we're live. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Oh, it's Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Welcome to the show. Bruce is making an appearance. He's a big star. What you doing there, Bob? Oh, I'm pulling up some questions. Oh.
I don't see online.
It's okay. Here, the red ones.
Not live.
Oh, it's there.
Are you on?
Yeah, we're on. Just click it. My hair's still wet. We ran in from outside. We were almost not here today. Really? Yeah, we almost didn't make it. I can't forget our special co-host, Mr. Frog. No. Vincent Price. Oh, does he always wear the same outfit? No, actually. Huh. All right, so now he's covering the screen, and here we are. So, if you're here, hello. Ohakananya. Howdy. Aloha. Ciao. And of course, as always, our pal, Mr. Frog, is here. I am here. Oh, you are. Look, everybody, it's Mr. Frog. All right, so our card for the mood of the show. Yeah, let's cut it, Bob. Come on. Yeah, the mood of the show. I like that. Hey, one card for the mood of the show. I'm cutting the deck right now. Ho. All right. What do you think it's gonna be? Any guesses?
Perry.
Gathering. Haha, you're both wrong. It's crown. Oh. Wow, really? How? Huh. Why? You don't think that's going to work for a show theme? Oh, I guess it'll work. What's crown about?
Yeah, what's crown?
Crown is all about finding your personal power and your personal authority and learning to trust it. And the way it usually shows up is in your circumstances. You get thrust into a position of power or authority, and you got to learn. So we're going to be thrust into positions of authority today. Can't wait to see that. Yeah. So I think the newest questions are the red ones.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna.
So guys, we got some questions, or we're gonna jump. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just asking.
How's your arm doing? Is that twisted the wrong way? What are you doing, Bob? Oh, I'm just trying to get your arm right. How would I twist your arm, huh? Sorry.
Your arm's pretty well.
I'm pretty limber, huh? Yes.
Okay.
Question one. Who's it from?
From pen name Bruce.
Oh, Bruce has another question. Great.
Okay.
So... Oh, Bruce left. I guess.
Okay. The question is, what are friends mean to you?
Oh. What do friends mean to me?
Yeah, sorry.
Huh?
What do friends mean to you?
You okay? Yeah, I'm just thinking. Friends, to me, are a source of love and strength. And a way for me to learn to share love and be strong. That sounds nice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Me?
Sure. You're going to start with the best answer and then have to make us come up with slightly less good answers.
Yeah, I think what you said. Yeah.
What about you?
Love and learning from each other, inspiring each other, and have a good time together.
That sounds good. Having a good time is nice. What about you, Bob? Well, why don't we ask Mr. Frog first? Okay, Mr. Frog. I think friends are important for making business connections. What?
Mr. Frog.
You have to show up on their podcast and then force yourself to talk as much as possible until you become a part of the team. Hey! That sounds very familiar. Coincidence.
Are we friends?
Coincidence? You guys are more than friends. You're my family.
Oh.
Oh.
So what do family mean to you?
Oh. You, Bob, what's family mean to you? See, now I have to think like you and come up with this really profound answer. Well, just tell us the truth. I mean, for me, family means the people who are the closest to you and that you've learned how to love unconditionally. Meaning, when they mess up, you don't hold it against them forever. You love them enough to say, hey, that's okay. And you figure it out. And family, they're usually close, but not always. Sometimes they're blood relatives, but not always. The thing about blood-related family is a lot of times they're forced to love you unconditionally. Meaning, if if a mother gives birth to a child, the mother usually loves that child without question, even if the mom doesn't know how to be a good mom. The love is without question. So, but sometimes it's not people that you're born with. And so sometimes you're lucky and it's someone that you marry. I got lucky with that one. Or sometimes it's somebody who just shows up in dreams and visions and then forces their way in. Hey! And then sometimes it's someone that you just kind of meet on the street and, like Bruce. He was just a homeless child and I picked him up and gave him a home and he became part of the family. So I think it's different. I don't think family means just blood relatives. I think it just means the people that you've learned how to love unconditionally. And that can come in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. Unconditional love is about family, I think so.
Well, what do you think, Zoon? I think family is whoever is around you at the time. And then learning to love them, that's just part of your life journey. Well, thank you for one-upping my answer. I was so proud of my answer, and then you give a better one. It's not a contest, Bob.
Yeah, it's not.
I know, but it's still funny that your answer's so much better than mine.
Definitely, like learning to love each other is, that's like marriage, especially. I mean, in my case, that's how I'm feeling. Because sometimes you have a disagreement, or you have a bad day, yada yada yada. But yeah, learning to love. So love is not like you don't just born, right? Like you kind of learn how to.
Yeah.
It's not how to love, but accept and love. Especially the unconditional.
Yeah, and just let people in too. To your real you and not the you that you show the world.
Right. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
What about you, Bruce? What do you think?
I wonder what Bruce thinks.
I think he agrees with me.
I hope Bruce is our cat. And I hope Bruce thinks that we are family.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he identifies us out of the crowd. How much of that is because we feed him? I don't know, but
yeah. Okay. Do you wanna do the next question?
Yeah, let's do another question. Why not? Okay. This is good. We're getting some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to edit this as clips. Sorry.
Okay, this is a question for Zoon.
Oh.
What did you do in your past life?
Which one?
Just name one, whatever you remember.
I remember one where I was a singer.
You were a singer?
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I was famous on like 100 planets.
So
100
universe-
planets.
Not worldwide, but the universe-wide,
Well, galaxy.
galaxy-wide. Yes, universe. Galaxy-wide pop star.
I don't know if I was a pop star, but I was pretty famous.
Isn't that a pop star?
What kind of music, if you remember?
I don't think you guys would understand.
Well, could you give us a demonstration?
Not with your vocal cords.
Oh, I see. So it's totally alien.
It's like a telepathy.
Not exactly. Just the species I was had very different vocal cords than you humans.
Is it closer to cats?
Mm, I don't think you have anything like it on your planet. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you remember all the past lives or a couple of them?
Well, just a couple.
So how many times do you think you were born?
Hmm,
This is how many times life?
I had no idea. Let's see. You, I would say probably about 20.
Okay.
You also about 20. Bruce, probably about 1,000.
Whoa.
Whoa. Bruce is our guru.
He's a great guru, yeah.
Do you think
A violent guru.
the human can be born as a cat if we do good things in this life?
Well, I don't think the judgment between good and bad really matters.
Okay.
I think it's the closer your will is with the one will of the universe. I know that's a hard concept, but I think the closer your will is, the more choice you get.
So
Oh.
if I wish,
Sorry, my wheels are just turning with that. Dude, that is some big information. So if your will is close to the one will, what's the one will?
The one will is the collection of all the wills together. They tend to have a direction.
oh,
They tend to have a direction.
I see.
So if your will is not in harmony with the one will, then when you reincarnate, you don't have as much of a choice.
Right. Then you have to stick with a will that's going to teach you to be more in harmony with the one will.
And if you're really in harmony,
Oh, you get to choose. It's really fun.
how much choice do you get?
The whole universe. Although I'd recommend staying with this galaxy for a while. It gets pretty weird.
I see. I had never thought of it that way. I gotta write this down when we're done. That's very interesting. Usually when I ask you these kinds of questions, you say you're not allowed to tell us, but this time you told us.
You opened up.
Well, it's not about opening up. There's just a lot of things I'm not allowed to talk about. Sorry.
So are you like a guru or something like that?
I don't know about that.
Hmm.
Just on my planet, I'm pretty normal.
Do you have any
I can't even
friends
picture that.
who is visiting from Orange Mud to ours?
Nope,
No?
just me.
Are you the first one?
No. This isn't my first time visiting either.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have other body?
Uh-huh. One time they built me as a statue. That was pretty terrible.
So
A
you
statue?
can live in a statue too. Your soul can live in a statue too.
Well, not live, but visit.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's no fun. I'm glad Bob picked a puppety body. That's nicer.
Not as nice as probably like a robot or something, right?
Oh man, that would be the best.
But we're probably a long way away from knowing how to do that.
Yep. I feel like you had more to ask.
I have one more question.
Yeah, but the last topic feels like you had more to say.
I forgot.
Oh no! God.
It's okay.
What was the question we're just answering?
Your past life.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Is that why you like singing and dancing now? Because a recent past life, you're such a well-known singer?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, singing's fun.
Yep.
What do you do? My name is Zoon, and I'm here to hang out. Woo!
Now you're just showing off.
Oh, that was fun.
So, do you think your past life affect to your current life?
Well, in a way.
In a way?
Sure. You learned a lot in those past lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
You grew. Your one will hopefully got closer, or your will got closer to the one will, hopefully. So yeah, it influences you. And I don't know exactly how it works, but things you liked do kind of bleed into your next one. Like, look at Bob.
Well, what do you mean, look at Bob?
Well, that one guy told you something, right?
Oh, about me being kind of this weird shaman guy in the mountains and talking to spirits and helping the villagers with herbal remedies and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, look at this life. You do almost the same thing.
Yeah, except I'm more focused on creating than just talking, I guess.
That's right. Did that help?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you.
What was your last one?
I don't know.
Hmm.
But I was told that I was Greece, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But except that, I don't know.
Oh, where are you going?
I just need a hot water. I'm cold.
So, yeah.
Is that why you want to get back to singing songs? Because we could work on a few things for you to sing on this show.
I don't want to pressure you yet, Bob.
You don't want to pressure me?
Not yet.
Not yet. I have a question before we take more questions.
Mhm.
How has this played out so far, do you guys think?
Taking charge?
I mean, Zoon's definitely kind of assumed a mentor role today.
Yeah.
You seem like the boss.
Yeah.
So I guess that works.
Yeah.
You're wearing the crown.
All right, what's the next question?
Next question is: it is sometimes scary to be creative. Do you know, or how do you overcome that fear?
Can you tell me that one again?
You are distracted by Vincent. Okay. So it is sometimes scary to be creative.
In what way?
Not detailed, like I don't know.
Ah,
How do you overcome that fear?
the fear of
Okay.
being creative.
Have you ever felt fear creating?
No.
Is it Zoom or Bob? Okay, so Zoom never. Okay.
I
What about?
I have in the past, probably.
Is
like-
it like being the fear is creating or sharing for you?
For me, I don't know if I'm afraid of sharing. I think it's more like, I don't know. There is some sort of anxiety in there somewhere. Creating, I'm never afraid of. Unless I'm on stage and I'm improvising. Sometimes I feel fear with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But only because, like, for me, creation is very rhythmic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to get into a groove, before I can really let it all out. And when I'm on stage improvising, sometimes I haven't found my groove yet, so I feel uncomfortable. I think that's just a matter of like repetition. Like if I went to like improv jams like every day, I think after a few weeks I would find my groove,
Mm-hmm.
But because I was only going like once a week, I never found my groove,
Right.
So I feel fear with that. And sharing, I don't know, it's not about sharing my creations that worries me. It's because I know that selling myself, as you kind of have to do in order to share your creations in a way that people will understand, that part scares me. But only because I'm not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
I think with enough practice, I'll become good at it eventually. I just don't know how long that'll take. But fear of creation itself, I mean, in the past, there were times when I was afraid of creating, you know? Like in my 20s, when I wrote a lot more than I do now, and I write a lot now, but I wrote more then. The blank page would sometimes scare me a little bit. Like, oh, there's nothing here, and I don't know what the first step is.
Right.
But now I think that was just an experience.
Mm.
Now the blank page doesn't scare me at all because I already have ideas of who's doing what and where, and before I even start writing, you know, especially if it's fiction, I don't even start if I don't know the beginning and some sort of ending. The ending can change, you know, as you're working on it, but I need to know where it's going to go, and I need to know where it starts before I'll even bother writing any words down. Unless I have no choice, you know, if I have a deadline and I don't have a choice, that's different. Maybe that would be scary. But so far with writing, the deadlines are usually far away enough that it's not scary. At least for me, it's usually far away enough that it's not scary. Or it has been in the past, I should say. Huh. But beyond that, no, I mean, you know, I don't really feel a lot of fear when I'm
Okay.
creating. What about
And
you?
What's the do you have advice though? Like do you I know
Hold
you
on,
don't
I want to hear
have it.
you. You also create. Do you feel fear?
I feel fear that I can't or like
Sorry for my I had allergy attacks today, so sorry about that.
yeah, I have a fear. What if I can't make a great thing, great design? I have a fear, like, what if people don't get it? You know, I always have it, you know. And what I learned is the fear is always there. Like, after 10 years doing my brand, I still have the same process. Yeah, but um, I'm trying to embrace it as part of the process, you know? Yeah, like just facing to fear. You know, like fear is always there in a way, you know, many ways it could be fear, but just you
Right.
know, face into it and jump in there. You know, don't stop. I guess you know.
Like I feel
That's
that
how
with
I-
acting. Like when I'm acting, I feel fear. And then going through the fear though is part of acting, I think. I don't think there are very many good actors. I'm not saying that I'm good, but good actors, I've never heard of any that are like, I've never have fear and I just walk around and do it. They always say it. They're terrified, then they put that energy into their performance and it usually works out well if they're good.
Right.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And I do that too. I'm not saying I'm any good, but I also do that when I act. And I experience fear in that moment, but not when I'm painting or anything like that.
No.
It's more just being as clear as possible.
Right. Just concentrate on what's important and what's
You know,
in front of you. I guess.
You know, my advice is going to be something that this guy says a lot, but it's good advice. First, frame what you're doing. But like Bob says, like you know, well, what were you just saying?
Oh, like in writing with know the beginning and know the basic characters before I start.
Just like that. Have a frame.
Huh.
No,
Ah.
you know what I mean? A structure. Like painting, you have a canvas or wood or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you have a frame. You have something you have to stick to. And then you want to practice being clear. Just like my card, no soup. You want to empty out and be open and clear. And then what Bob always says, you want to play. You want to be as loose and play as much as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the props.
No, it's just you figured it out on your own. I'm happy
that I didn't have to beg you for advice.
Hey, but I'm serious. You do those three things, you're gonna have success. And as far as fear and creation, that's normal. That's natural. You know what Bob says this a lot, but you gotta be brave and go through that fear to create.
That's why the artist is often seen as a heroic figure, right? Because the act of being brave is part of it.
That's right.
Do you think like to me, I guess like the reason I feel fear is because creation is like kind of facing to yourself, right? It's like looking at your inside. That's what I feel, you know, and looking at like looking into yourself is kind of scary, you know. So yeah, I respect the artists because they are just like so into one thing, and you know, it's not about them, you know, it becomes something pure what they do, you know.
It's really just you receive the idea or the thing from that mysterious place where great ideas come from. And I know for myself, I try to take myself out of it as much as possible. I don't want to be in it at all. I know I have no choice, but the idea and the purity and power of it is more important than anything I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that spiritual person, you know, so
I
I
don't mean
know.
that in a spiritual sense. I just
Yeah,
mean like
so
the source of ideas is mysterious and strange.
yeah,
And
source of idea. I mean, I half believe, you know, that's what I've read on the book, you know, like the idea is just floating and then you catch it, and I kind of believe, but I also think, you know, like for human being, like just playing and not like too much thinking. That's the most natural being.
but that's the same thing. That's how you once you've started to catch an idea, that's how you make it real is by playing with it. Like
Yeah.
play
So
is the artist's method. That's the whole toolbox is different ways of playing.
yeah.
And everybody plays differently, you know. People like to play in different ways. Some people like to pretend to be very serious and strict, and some people like to pretend to be very loose. But I think everyone, when they're creating in a deep level, it's just playing pretend
Mm.
one way or another.
Yeah, so because you know, as adult, like we are told how we should act, and you know how we should do this thing, other thing. You know, so
Mm.
like being creative is like breaking the rule, or you know, like out of the box. So that's yeah, that's also fear because you're not following anything. You know, like you are following your intuition. You know.
Well, I mean, that's why so many people are afraid of doing stand up comedy. I've talked about this before. I probably talked about this on the show
John is not
before.
talking so.
No. Go ahead, you guys.
Is just that, you know, with humans, if you spoke up too much, you could get kicked out of the community. And in those, you know, in ancient times, you kicked out of the community, that's like a death sentence. So nobody wants to be kicked out of the community. And people who'd speak up usually get kicked out, or they become the leaders because it's so difficult to speak up that everyone might respect you and give you power, but they might throw you out, and you never know what's going to happen. Nowadays, of course, like in stand-up comedy, it's all about saying those terrifying things that could get you hated, and to do it in a way that's elegant and funny and creatively inspired. That's a lot of work, and it's super hard. And part of the comedian's job is to make it look really easy. Because if it doesn't look easy and it looks like you're struggling, then it's not funny.
Oh.
So, John, I have a question. So you
Yeah.
said yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
talk.
You need to talk. It's a Zoom show.
No, this is the Zoon and Bob show.
No. We should, we should include you.
Please do.
So, you said put the flame, you know?
Yes.
So why you would say that? Why would you say that?
Well, if you don't have a frame, then it's impossible to concentrate on what you're doing. Like if you don't have, say you're painting, right?
Mhm.
And you don't have a surface to paint on,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have a collection of paints to paint with,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know what you're doing? It's too wide open.
Too wide open.
You can't focus it.
Hmm.
Then the idea doesn't know what to do.
Mm.
Because your role as the creator is to focus the.
Mm-hmm.
How can you make it real if you don't have any focus?
Right.
So frame the idea is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when you start a painting, you got to pick out how big it is. How 3-dimensional it's probably going to be. Your paints, your mediums. How much time you need.
that much?
Sure.
I guess like how much frame you wanna put is depending on person, and also like even though you put the frame, like you can change it,
Yeah.
be open. But to start with, you want to have a frame. Does it mean that?
Yeah. The only exception I know of is if the idea is coming through so strongly, it'll tell you what the frame is.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen where I'm dreaming of a song or a painting or something, and I'm like, "Wow, I've got the whole thing. I don't have to do anything except make it." I love those moments. Those are the best. Because
So-
then I know the size, and I know, or if it's a song, I know what the melody is going to be. I don't have to figure it out. Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
So like, to me, I think, yeah, I have a hard time putting a frame. I feel like, and then I get feel too overwhelmed sometimes.
Why?
Why? It's then like I try to find the key, like it could be shape, it could be color, but start with something speak to you, like
Yeah.
it could be fabric, okay, this pink, this specific pink is somehow calling me. Okay, how can I collection out of it, So like to me, it's more like finding keys, like what speaks to you, and then putting the dots together and make a line. Yeah, that's how I feel, and probably it's kind of similar to frame, like cool, a little bit different. Yeah.
Well, for example,
Mhm.
you'll know before you start, hey, I need to make a cashmere sweater. You'll know that before you begin, right? Usually.
Not everything is like that, but yeah, sometimes like I categorize. Okay, I want a cashmere sweater. Because clothing is not art, so.
Right. But if
Yeah.
you know that you're making a cashmere sweater that day,
Mhm.
then the idea gets much more simple, right?
Yeah.
You say, okay, what kind of neck does this sweater have? How big is it?
Yeah, true. Like
What kind of
I
sleeves?
think so.
What colors?
Yeah, I when I feel overwhelmed, I try to be okay one by one. Okay, today I'm gonna decide the color of this.
Mm.
Then tomorrow I decide another thing, and then but it's like as I said, putting dots together.
Would you say, Zoon, that if you're feeling a little lost or confused, or you have a hard deadline and you feel stressed, and the idea isn't flowing clearly, would you say it would be helpful to make a frame to start? Like if you just don't know what to do and there's nothing coming, but you need to move and to get stuff made, do you think that would be helpful?
Yes.
All right. Can you give us a concrete example?
A poem. If you need to write a poem and you say, rats, I got to get this done in a week. Well, first figure out what kind of poem. If you don't have any ideas, say, let's make it a haiku. You already have a structure for your poem before you start. And then you're like, okay, haiku. Anything coming through? No? All right, let's make it a haiku about stuff around the house. There, that's a frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already getting ideas for haikus about stuff around the house. That's funny.
How do you pick,
That's really effective, man.
how do you pick the frame?
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
Well,
give me an example. What you mean?
Okay. If you're a designer, right, and you're gonna design one collection, how do you start? How do you frame?
And no ideas have come through of any kind?
Let's say to begin with, no ideas.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No colors, no shapes, nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start by meditating first and getting some ideas.
Okay, so meditation. First step is meditation.
so just
A loose, vague idea to begin.
and then you build a frame around the idea, and then you let something happen.
Sure.
What if you have a hard deadline and you have no ideas still? How do you pick a frame in that scenario?
I would think back to previous collections and the things I've had the most fun designing and make whatever that is a frame.
I see. Yeah.
So if you had fun designing a t-shirt, you'd say, okay, let's start with a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Get the engine working. Put a little gas in there,
Or electricity, since now we're approaching no more fossil fuels.
Exactly.
Oh, I hope we can get to a no fossil fuel world. I hope we can get there. The technology's existed for decades and we still haven't done it. It's crazy. But, I mean, we'll do it or we won't.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah. And her question.
Up. Other questions we're going to save for next week. We're out of time.
Yeah. This is it.
Oh, we are out of time. Look at that. Well, friends, this has been fun. This is really good. This was nice. I think we're gonna get some good clips out of this.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, until next time, remember, you can do it. Hey! Oh!
Oh.
Good job.
And remember, I love you.
That's very weird, Vince.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Oh, hey. If you have any questions that you want, you can either comment here or you could message us on Instagram. That's at Zoon_official. Or you can just come in next week and join the chat and your question will appear and we'll answer it. If you want to remain completely anonymous, just send us a private message on Instagram. We won't say who you are or anything and you'll be anonymous. Or if you know our email addresses or something, email us, etc.
Yeah, do that. I want to talk. Bye.
I want to talk. Bye. And looks like that's about it. Oh boy. Yeah, this was pretty good.